Welcome to an all-star toast to the Improv, starring Billy Crystal, Richard Lewis, Martin Mull, Paul Rodriguez, and Robin Williams. And now, live from the Improv in Los Angeles, your host, Robert Klein.
Thank you very much. You're very kind. I'd like to thank the technical crew for the correct height estimation on the microphone. Evidently thought Sergey Velitsquez, what's his name from the, Pat McCormick probably knows it, from Fantasy Island, was going to be hosting, but actually, I'm not that. Welcome to the improvisation. What are we doing here tonight? We're earning a living to begin with, and Bud Friedman isn't doing badly either, the owner of this establishment. We're live. God forbid, we didn't get so nervous about that. The improvisation, for those of you that don't know out there, is an institution that began many, many years ago, first in Hell's Kitchen, now in Hollywood, in which so many comedians started, myself included. We're happy to pay tribute here to the improvisation, which was a home for us, and Bud Friedman, who is the proprietor here, who began in real estate. He was the person on the television seminars, you have no cash. Now, you purchase a hotel. Now, you have to leverage the hotel against the money you don't have, which you didn't have to begin with. Now, make sure you have no money. You purchase 2 apartment buildings with the hotel you don't own. Then you buy the city of Cleveland, which you can get in a government auction, the booklet, page 412, and you go to the penitentiary. Then you purchase your cell, and you begin the business in the penitentiary. When you get out, Bud Friedman has been attempting to give beautiful girls the Heimlich maneuver for 15 years. Also invented a new aspect of life-saving mouth-to-genital resuscitation, which we saw. What is this? Sister Mary Margaret McBride here? Oh, number 1. Anyway, the one thing that hasn't changed in my many years at the Improv is the men's room, which looks exactly, very suspect. Even when they fixed everything else up, they left out. It's the kind of place you put paper on the knob when you go in, Flush with your foot, like a surgeon. Everyone looks like when they're coming out, you open the door with your ass and come in. Also, Louis the chef, the temperamental Latin. Pick up, you son of a bitch, I kill you. One of these. People get very cranky at 110 Fahrenheit, and he calls the waitresses by what their order is. Chicken salad, you pick up now, you son of a bitch. Hamburger, come here, I kick your ass, All these waitresses, of course, are aspirant actresses. Let's get on with the proceedings here. We have a wonderful all-star cast of colleagues who it's a privilege to share the stage with. And all of the people are very, very comfortable in the fact that they'll be sitting behind their colleague when they're working. First, 145 pounds, the University of Wichita, Richard Lewis. Richard Lewis. From the University of Abilene, Wisconsin, Billy Crystal. Billy. Paul Rodriguez. Paul. Mr. Martin Mull. And Robin Williams. Robin. Comedy, yeah! No. Our first.
Did you just come from shul? Johnny, we've got to go to a club. Stay, park the BMW over there. L.A., she's my slut, Sorry,
Our first comedian started worrying here, and when the club started.
I gotta go now?
He's continued to worry. One of the most neurotic men in the world.
Too fast. I can't.
Richard Lewis, you take this mic.
Oh.
like you, but it wasn't that a little abrupt? Couldn't I just have a bypass operation before I go on? It's great to be here. I don't feel well. I'm sweating. I have chest pains, but now I'm in a good mood. Chest pains are good for me, and I had a good night's sleep, and yet no rest. That's why I feel very ambivalent about being here, and I'll tell you right now, I'm excited about being here. Bud Friedman, I started here, and he was a great guy. He started a lot of comics. Don't we know this? And I feel for you, Bud. I'm sad that Sophie Tucker and King Vidor couldn't be here tonight. He was not a cheap guy. I started out there. Was not too much bread going on. He had a house ketchup, which wasn't too exciting for me, and he a little check, $12 to going on, and the club, the Improv check had a picture of Flip Wilson on a mechanical bull waving at everybody. And then I did about 100,000 shows at the Improv, and yet I get phone calls 4 in the morning. I'm opening a new Improv. It's in Venice, called the Chuckle Chapel. You got to open it up on me. But he's not like a mobster. He's like a menschy guy, nice guy. The worst thing he ever did, he threatened to break my therapist's legs. I was upset about that. And why my shrink called me? Must she call me? I'm here with my friends, my all-star friends here. And yet, she called me, my ex-shrink. I'm out of therapy now. She called me. She was apologetic. She made a couple of some kind of mistakes a couple years ago. She's recalling her clients from 1985. And although I'm not mocking her, I'm not going to go back. I always felt paranoid that she was trying to help me behind my back. I didn't like that, Shrinks are the greatest, look, what a gig that is. Comedy is a bitch, quite frankly. But to be a shrink, to be on a honeymoon, 4 a.m. in Paris, first time married, you get a call from clients. Hi, I'm sorry, doctor, I had to call you. Jeffrey's making that Caesar salad again. So that's frightening. But yeah, I'm not a wacko. I'm a comic, but I'm not a wacko. No, who's a wacko? I'll tell you right now. Michael Jackson. Here it is. Michael Jackson. Not a wacko. I don't mean that in the wacko sense, but yet he's a brilliant man, and yet did he have to spend $100,000 for the Elephant Man bones? I'll tell you right now. Couldn't he just, like $1.50, stickball bat, and a challah bread? That would have been it for $1.50. That's very kind of you. Whoa, please.
Almost there. Right here. Only $5 more for the Freudian analysts. Only $5 more we need to make.
Who else? Who else is crazy? I feel like I'm doing a... That was a Freudian slip. I feel like I'm doing a talent show with a mental institution right here. It's the Christmas show, okay? You're the psycho. You have multi-personalities. You'll be Santa Claus. I'll be Scrooge. That kind of thing. But I was doing a film last year, and I was watching The Conjugate. That's crazy. People lying an inch away from the TV screen. I'm sorry. That's wacko. I'm neurotic. That's wacko to me. The whole political thing. They lied right to our faces. It was it's like 30 years. A guy's like in the maple syrup industry, and the guy would say, "Did you ever hear the name Aunt Jemima?" I said, "Well, that rings a bell. I'm not quite sure right now." Then they talk to the lawyer, that kind of thing. My mother calls me. Must she call me before a big gig like this? Before 6 in the morning? Any calls before 6 a.m. to me? I don't mean to project negativity, but to me, before 6 a.m., death in the family, death in the family. It's unfair. Hi, Mom, how are you? She says, hi, is everything wrong? Must she be so negative? I already saw her New Year's Eve. I spent with the family back in Jersey. We sat around midnight. We watched our hopes drop, at midnight. It was Christmas time, Hanukkah time, and we're not deeply related. My mother, this is frightening. She has a menorah on a dimmer, which is sort of a frightening situation. And we had a mistletoe from hell. You're supposed to kiss, and yet one of my uncles died on Christmas about 30 years ago, so we had a black armband around the mistletoe there. So we had to kiss and weep at the same time. And I went to her house. It was a frightening thing. She lived in a predominantly anxious section of town back in New Jersey, and my address was 283 Up Schitt's Creek was the name of the address. Her house still is the same, sort of exposed brick and nerves to the house there, and I go inside, the gifts from hell. I'll tell you right now, she bought me a dead relative's metronome, which was sort of frightening. It was going, oh, it was a great thing. And I got a remote control wailing wall, which is cool. I can mourn and weep in any room in the house, which Phil was very important. But hey, what's the difference? As long as you have your health. You know what I mean? Oh, must I be Sonny Liston?
Stay in
I'll
there.
I'll stay in there. I don't know where to begin.
Keep with the guilt stuff. Keep with the guilt
I'll
stuff.
keep with the guilt stuff. Where do you begin? I wish you a happy... Well, Valentine's Day is coming up now. I'll tell you right now.
And tag team.
No.
All right, sorry. I got action.
No.
How to make one of those stars on phone. Sit down.
Sorry. No, I'm not ready. I just began. I'm not going to tag yet.
It's okay.
I just want to be good. I want to feel good. I want to feel good about myself. I just feel I broke up with this woman. I wish you well. All I know is she was an actress from hell. I'm not a positive guy. She had lithium, which is a major drug, and yet before lithium was like, I want to go to a carnival. No, a Nick Bergman festival. It was like kind of a thing. You know, she was into a Baba. Hey, I wish Baba's well. You know that, but I'm into therapy, and when I'm crying, she goes, we can't cry now because you're the wheat. You're the whole wheat raisin bread. It was a frightening situation. And I'll tell you right now, sex went into the toilet. I feel that sex should be a key to a relationship. Don't you? I know you feel that. I know you both feel that. But we were headed... Yes. Am I right or am I wrong? Huh? That looks like... Yeah, but we...
Big tag.
Yes.
Big time. Comic double letter God. Big tag.
Yes. But we were headed to an orgasm. Yes, you can applaud that. It's a great ad-lib. It was a great ad-lib, but...
Keep with the guilt thing. Keep with the guilt thing. It's okay.
I'll go with that right now. But I was headed to an orgasm custody battle, I'll tell you right now, and... we made love, and she put an armrest in the middle of the bed. I wasn't frightened about she said intercourse is one of her pet peeves. I wasn't thrilled about that, While we're making love, she did a breast examination. I feel that was not good, And birth control, hey, I'm sorry, I know it's not fair for women to use all those things, but all these contraptions from France, Le Ketch's mitt, those kind of things, But I'm paranoid. What do you use? And she threw salt over her shoulders. I wasn't thrilled about that, I said, well, I know my ebb and flow. Ebb and flow. Weren't they on Sullivan in 65, the ebb and flow? I had, in 1968, I had my period in 68, and yet the Aurora Borealis is over here, and you have to wear the wizard's hat on Thursday. You know that, and I know that. It's frightening. You want to feel good about yourself, and I tell you right now, sexually, I feel sex is a key. I feel that, Rob. I'm not pointing at you. It's a key. It's a key, and yet I just feel it wasn't good. It wasn't good. She was bad-mouthing me when we broke up. She said she had to fake foreplay. I wasn't thrilled about that, And then I gave her an anti-climax. I wasn't happy about that, Then I had to go to a penis awareness clinic, which was sort of a frightening. And how do you go out? How do you date? It's frightening. I don't know what to do. I just don't, I'm a hypochondriac, and I don't know what to do. Even masturbation, I say to myself, can I just be friends with myself, I'm afraid I might give myself something. It's sort of a frightening thing, and, but yet, hey, aren't I going to tag you now? Don't I just want to sort of share the show now? It's great to be here. I'm going to come back soon. I have some shock therapy out there, and I'll be back, and... Bud, congratulations, and yet I'm doing a Will Rogers on acid impression here for no reason, but it's a thrill to be here. It's a thrill to be with you guys, and I think I have the tag now. How do you end? How do you end with these people here?
You go to the host.
To the host. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
So young and so handsome. Give me some water. Got some
There
St.
you go, Mr. Klein. There's water for everybody.
How about some St. Joseph Valium for children?
And some coffee for a little speedy man. Look, a Betty Ford speedball.
Luckily, it has no effect. Anyway, I'd like to tell you, I'm going... He's too handsome to have that kind of When I think of the
Don't judge me, Robert, please.
When I think of the
bitch
improv...
on. Just tell him who you are. Get out. Tell him. I'm sorry, we're men with men. We're male lesbians. Talk about it. It's the Donahue Show.
Who's next? You are.
Me.
You are, Billy?
This is one... I just want to talk about one memory of the improv. There are so many times, my social life from the improv, so many waitresses and wonderful times. There was the beautiful ventriloquist who moved her tits. Who, during orgasm, would say, I want your baby, I want your baby. And then would begin to talk about a rap. Do you think I should change the puppet? Do you think I should? People were very into their work. Our next performer is someone who I'd like to introduce you to something, would it make you proud, because he's an old New York sports fan, by imitating Bob Shepard, the announcer at Yankee Stadium. Right?
Right.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Yankee Stadium. Number 777, Billy, Crystal, number 777.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You were great, and yet I'm frightened that we're all going to go home talking like that. Because it's infectious. You find that you want to say, I was at the valet park and it's Martin Bormann. I recognize the dental charts and we're doing a do-si-do. We're do-si-doing, and my relatives are in the trunk and they, oh, okay. We had the same relatives, though. We did. My
That's
grandparents.
very unlikely, I'm sure.
No, we had, there's only one pair and they just send them to different houses. And I would, in my room, my great-grandparents would be making love. It was great that they're doing it. I'm thrilled at 70 that I'll be able to even think about it. But in the next room, I could hear them. The small talk was the greatest. Hi, my baby. Hi, my last helmet. Hi, my helmet. Hi, my helmet. Oh, man. Is there any gridness? I'm so goddamn hungry now. Was I a czar? Tell me I was a czar. Why am I playing the floor? There's people here. I'm so glad these stools, I feel like a fucking dog act here on... Jump through the hoop. The saddest thing in the world is a dog act on the Ed Sullivan Show. I don't know how many of you, I don't know, I've had dogs. Not one of them likes to be in a suit with sunglasses and shoes and go out on a date and walk on the it's the walk of a dog is the saddest thing, because they're walking to usually Satin Doll. And it's a dog on a date. Come on, Sparky, look at Sparky. Come on, go get your date. It's that pained expression. You know that look? But this Reagan's getting me nuts.
Segway.
No,
Nice segue.
No segue.
Well, go on.
Segue. Come on, you have to.
And you
Oh,
never
I feel
know.
like a white minstrel show. Keep on, Mr. Johnny, keep on.
Well, you got those nice shoes there.
Yes, tap dancing shoes for white people.
Look at this.
I've got no rhythm, can't you tell? I'm a rapper. Oh, yes, I am.
Jewish cheerleaders.
Oh, give me an A.
A.
Give me an A.
A.
Give me an A.
A.
What's that spell? Just hit it.
Jewish mime.
Boy, is this a small room. I'll walk against the wind. What am I, nuts? I'll walk with the wind. I'll get there faster.
What? But this Reagan's... No, you got to be 60 to do sort of like a roast. You got to be one of those guys. I'll tell you, it's nuts. They sell these video cassettes every place. My wife comes home from the gynecologist. She said, buddy, I got cystitis and Amadeus. I said, is it serious? She said, parts of it, but the music is beautiful. I tell you, you got to be that guy. I'll be that guy. I've written a lot of good things at the Improv. It's a place to be, it's a gymnasium. You can work out here. It's good. I've written a lot of things here. I wrote a thing about Yul Brynner doing the Babe Ruth story. I thought it would be interesting. The late Yul, he would have been a great Babe Ruth. Say, babe, can you hit a homer today? Yes, I am. I'm going to stand at home plate and point out there. These Chicago clubs that got me nuts. There's a sick kid in Brooklyn. I'm going to hit a single, double, triple, etc., etc., etc. That would be good. That's where I found Fernando. When I started doing the Fernando character, it was because he was on my cable station. I have a terribly cheap cable station. It's called Bob's Cable. And it was Fernando Lamas in Death of a Salesman. I thought this was the greatest thing I'd ever seen. He came in. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Linda. Are the boys home? Biff, you are a moody man, but you look marvelous, but look at you, darling, the woods are burning. And I thought you had to do something about this guy. But this Reagan is getting me nuts. You thought I forgot? No, I can't wait. I'm just tired of hearing about the colon. I'm sorry. They're selling maps of the colon on Sunset Boulevard now. They send cameras up the ass, the same ones that used to explore the Titanic. It's like, the two 75-year-old wrecks we're looking at. And what's up there? Geraldo Rivera. I don't know what's in here. We have no idea what's in here. Now, if Gary Hart wins, does that make Donna Rice the first chick? I would love Cuomo to win. I would love Cuomo to come out. I really would. We need a we need a guy who sounds like Joe Carcione. I think that would be a great Oh, this Persian Gulf this time of year, it gets all hot and stuff, and when you gotta go up to these guys with the towels on their heads and just go bomb right there, right? Well, I'm thrilled to be here, Bud. I've worked very hard in this club, and it's really paid off. Thanks for giving me all the time. And now I'm going to turn it over back to Robert. Thank you for having me.
Good? Third round.
Be afraid, you keep well. Be afraid.
Billy Crystal.
Thank you.
Here. Be afraid, he didn't mean to hit you in the head.
What round is it?
It's round. Well, fuck it, you're still here.
What round is it?
Don't be afraid.
What round is it?
Look out, he's waiting for you out there. I'm sorry he punched you in the nipples, it wasn't his fault. Why are they wearing rubber gloves? What are they afraid of? Don't be afraid, you're pretty.
They never know what round it's in. They put a beautiful girl with net stockings on in Vegas, and you just 8 like this, instead of putting the number on her ass where everyone's looking, they have to...
You know what else? Michael Tyson, who has a series on HBO, a comedy series called His Fights. This is the strongest man. The neck starts up here. He beats people senseless, and then I say, "How was the fight for?" And he goes,
"Well, it was a very good fight." I threw some important punches. I started to throw some, and he didn't really want to fight. So what am I supposed to do? It was a really good fight.
I'm in deep shit now.
I can see it now.
Now, wait a minute. There was an excellent juxtaposition there. The man is a tremendous brute and yet has a high voice.
Did you get
it? What?
You got it.
I got it immediately. I thought it was excellent.
Don't be saying nothing bad. Don't say anything bad.
No, I won't.
The man is big.
No, he won't.
I have an ad-lib in 28 seconds. I hope you're still around here when I...
No, what bothers me is they lie to the corner. These kids, it's a maintenance man at the Sands Hotel in Atlantic City. His friends came up from Atlantic City. Paolo Manolo, from Philadelphia. And 4 minutes later, he's in a coma with 3 neurologists smacking him around. They say, "You're ahead, Manolo. You understand me? You're ahead." I feel like jumping in. "Manolo, you're by no manner of means ahead. You're about to be punched into a nectarine, Manolo. Throw the tolo in, Manolo." Sorry.
I don't feel that boxing has affected me, and boxing... Thank you very much. Feel better about myself now.
Our next performer.
Sorry. Sorry.
Our next performer, but seriously speaking, actually worked in the kitchen here under Louis the chef. Learned to say "Pigat." Out you wrote. Out you wrote. Paul Rodriguez. Paul.
Thank you. Hey.
Paul Rodriguez.
Thank you, Richard Lewis. My impression. No sé, estaba yo aquí pensando cuando mi mamá me llamó, estaba viendo que guilt from other homes, no sentía, tenía un satellite dish in my pants. You ain't got no problems, man. All you need is a quaalude and a hooker, and you're set, man. A quaalude and a hooker, and all your problems will go away. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the first Gentile of the night, as you can see.
Welcome.
I'm sitting over there in the Gentile corner next to...
For those of you playing the home game, Gentiles are people who eat mayonnaise for no reason.
Thank you.
That's right. Use the word simply. Also try the word Mishugana later.
Thank you.
2 Gentile businessmen on the street. Hey, how's business?
Great.
Thanks. Oh! We could just have some more obscure Jewish references. I think I'll get off.
Paul,
Oh,
he's
I was
not
not-
Jewish.
No, I know. I was just gonna comment that you are beyond white. You are seriously, I swear to God, he looks like Hitler's wet dream. This is what Hitler had in mind. Oh yeah. Oh, I want them all to look like him. Oh, young Kurt Valheim. Where's
How fast his hand was moving.
Hey,
My God, it was like the speed of light.
yes it was,
I have an
Robert.
orgasm in another dimension. That was...
I swear to God, you and Vanna White should have kids of Pillsbury Doughboys or something, but hey, I don't know why I'm insulting him. He's actually a good guy, but hey, this is what we're afraid. We should insult him! You rich bastard! No, I kid, but there's a thin line between comedy and working again. I know. You can roast Bud until you tell the truth, and it's back to the kitchen, Paul. I'll be there in the kitchen with the rest of the illegals you are working. You haven't asked none of them if they got citizenship. I'm sure they're all from Arizona, yeah. They're going, sí, cuando, señor Bud. Oh, nice guy, yeah. Actually, I do have a real story. But 3 years ago, you booked me in Fresno. Hey, that segue's better than, but that Reagan drives me nuts. Come on, it was some kind of segue, right?
Real story.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, your car's
And I was worried about saying penis. I'm sorry. It's really...
Some people worry about their penis.
But this Reagan's got me nuts.
He's got me nuts. Reagan, hey. Fresno, okay. Fuck Fresno. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Reagan does have me nuts. 88's gonna be a good year. He can't run again, son of a bitch. He's got more lives than a cat. And I think Gorbachev didn't make him look bad, because I don't trust this commie bastard, right? The press went crazy over Gorbachev. I think he looks like Ed Asner. Right? Gorbachev looks like, I don't trust this commie bastard, because you can tell what's on his mind. He's got like a map of South Vietnam on his head, if you notice. He's got freckles that look like Afghanistan. Nicaragua's in his pants, I'm sure of this one. And all these people running for office, Dukakis, he's never gonna win with a name like that, because kakas is kakas in any language. Imagine if he gets into office, hi, I'm President Dukakis, my wife diarrhea. Young son, constipation. But Fresno, he had Fresno drives me nuts. This Fresno drives me wacky. Thanks. 3 years ago, Bud Friedman says, Paul, I'm starting this mariachi band.
And a dream come true.
It came through. He says, we're going to work in Fresno. It's going to be a great show. We're there. We went over there. These are your people, he tells me. Yeah, I don't know where the hell they were from. They weren't my people. And we drove over there. I thought we were going to fly, but says it'll be a fun drive. There's no planes to Fresno, Paul. We'll have a good time. On the way back, we stopped at my Uncle Mario's house. I introduced Bud to my Uncle Mario. I said, Uncle Mario, this is Bud Friedman. Bud, this is my Uncle Mario. My uncle goes, Friedman, you're a Jew. Bud says, yeah, so you're a taco folder. Paul, in the car, let's go. Right. Where are we going?
You're exaggerating
Am I
just a little bit.
That's what comedy is, Bud, is an exaggeration, goddammit.
Tell him, say,
What do you want? Do you want the goddamn truth then? Okay, I'll say it like it really
He'll
happened.
back me up. Go ahead. Give
Thanks.
it to him.
Guys, thanks. You fall in whenever you feel you can ruin what act I have. You drop in, there's an abundance of Hispanic comedians. Damn it. God knows there's a lot of us. But, shit, look at me. Do I look like a lottery winner or what? That's God's way of paying us back, okay? We're not good at business, but we win the goddamn lottery. I think Caucasians aren't even buying tickets anymore. They send the maid, Consuelo. Here, Consuelo, you go to the 7-Eleven. Go ahead, Consuelo. Buy some tickets. I mean, you may win. Shut. This last guy won $25 million. They interviewed him on TV. His name is Olvera. Mr. Olvera, what are you going to do with the money? He goes, well, first I think I'll go to Magic Mountain. It's kind of like a dream come true, Colossus. I'm going to go to, thank you, I'm going to go to Kmart, buy some jumper cables. I was looking, look at this set. Tell me the truth. Does this look like the gay love connection? Look at this set. Look at this. This is what happens when a decorator has a small budget and no imagination. It's like, oh, is he here?
Right now, he's breaking into your house going, that's it, these curtains are out of your fucking house.
Ow.
That's it. I'm putting up shit you'll never recognize. I'm leaving some Peter Allen records all over the place. There you go. Just a few things for you, Mr. Wonderful.
But Reagan drives me nuts. Come on. He drives me nuts.
Tell the Fresno story.
The Fresnos, I did, but but Bud goes, let's mention Mark Lanow, because this is the improvisation with Mark Lanow. It's like pressed with fluoride.
No, he has above title billing. He has above title billing now. It's Bud Friedman, Mark Lano.
Well, some say tomato, some say tomato. You say that in Spanish, then we're even, okay? Quit giving me Soros. You're giving me Soros. I don't need it. Come on, I thought we were mishpucha.
They have the Yiddish.
Hey, I don't make jokes about Jewish people because I'm stupid. I want a career, but hey. I'm kind of pissed off because my sister is dating an Iranian like there's a shortage of Mexicans in Los Angeles. She is. She's dating a guy named Ahmed. And they said, Iranians are the hairiest people God ever invented. Iranians got hair in places monkeys don't, I swear. This summer at the beach, you go see them at Venice. It's like they wear the smallest underwear, big, thick, it's like Brillo pad in there. The hair go right through the nylons. You look at them, it looks like cactus fruit. And I told her, I said, look, I'm not prejudiced. You're my sister. I want you to be happy. If you love this man, well, shit, fine. You love this man. But think of the future. One day you're going to have kids, have Mexican, have Iranian. They're going to grow up to own and vandalize their own gas station. I said, you should think about the truth. But thanks, Bud. Thanks for working here, allowing me to work here at the Improv. The Improv is a great place to get laid, too. Can we just say that? Seriously, any disease you want, it's waiting for you out there. Hi, I saw your ad. I've never had one of your kind. Nowadays, let's face it. Well, it used to be fun. Nowadays, sex is lethal. I don't touch myself either.
Stop laying it on me!
Fine! I
Take responsibility for your own life!
Fine, I think it's a peanut joke. I have to help you. Thanks, fine.
Please.
All right.
No, I'm a big fan, but I have enough problems. You know what I'm saying?
I thought we were all friends. Thanks a lot. Wow.
No, that was affectionate. That was affectionate.
Shit, I hate to
For
say you
him, that
angry.
was affectionate. It really was.
Oh, give me my knife.
I'm sorry, man.
Oh, you'll be Jewish again, guys.
God damn it.
Well, folks, I lost control 30 minutes ago, but it's been fun. Thank you.
Robin, wake up. Ready? Oh, thank you, Mr. Klein. Oh, Lord, yes. Mr. Freeman, thank you for freeing everybody. Oh, Lord. There weren't that often before. It was just a 2-drink minimum and no house. People coming in, paying to drink, walking around, Spud standing at the door.
We're back with the greatest diet plan ever. 250,000 strong every day and growing.
Steal a meal.
How much did you lose?
I've lost 700 pounds. I don't even know who they are.
You take your meats, you move them over. You take your carrots, you move them over. Take your vegetables, your bread, you move them over the other side of the wallet. Then you eat the wallet at the end of the day.
And your protein you just forage for.
Oh, what an image. Anyway.
That Reagan, he's
got me nuts.
I tell you, that Reagan living in Fresno drives me completely nuts with my shrink. Anyway. The next player tonight.
And I should do Phil Rizzuto then.
Yeah.
Holy cow, you huckleberry. Phil Rizzuto for the money store. Not bad.
I do a few offbeat ones. I always played it safe. I do Isaac Newton. Who can check, I first invented the calculus, There's always some idiots not like him at all, I do Elena Verdugo, Marvin Cap, offbeat people. Moving along, meanwhile, everyone's making fun of the set. It's very beautiful. And I could see the negotiations already with Bud trying to schnurr it from the production company, Because before they had a Woolworth brick wall back here that, the Christmas, it's made of plastic. Our next.
Wow, yeah, I liked it, brother. You're there,
Lete la visión.
You're a guy.
Pronto llegaré, tú me cantarás. We're with you. Anyway. Our next performer, a dear friend of all of us, actually, just here because he likes smoke-filled rooms. Martin Mull. Martin.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please sit down. Thank you. Before we go any further, I wonder if we could all just take a moment here. Bless you. It's where your March of Dimes money goes, ladies and gentlemen. Bless his heart. What if we could all take a moment and think about how important this evening really is? Lance could see Suzanne silhouetted in the window above, her diaphanous negligee straining against her swelling breasts, her tongue darting about her waiting lips like a flickering candle.
Don't stop now!
Dark and wet as the night itself.
Yeah.
That's not it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we are gathered here to pay tribute to a fully licensed restaurant. But for countless tourists, theatrical agents, and children of the night, it is more than just a place to eat. It is more than just a building to get drunk in. For it is here on this very stage that many a confused and struggling young person wandering aimlessly down the sidewalk of life has stepped right into show business. This mother stage, suffering the suckling babes of comedy unto her bosom.
Amen.
Yes, they all stood here, and they all sucked. But they learned, and they grew to greatness. Right here is where Robin Williams tirelessly and deftly molded his otherwise debilitating social disorders into a seven-figure paycheck. Robin. Here, on this very stage.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome. Indeed. Here is where Paul Rodriguez discovered the mother lode of material to be found in ridiculing one's own people, making him the envy of every non-Latin performer in America. Lord knows I'd love to tell some jokes like, how does a Mexican know when he's hungry his ass stops burning? Things like that. I can't do it. That's your turf, and I wouldn't step on it.
His name is Martin Mull. He lives maybe in Malibu. You can find it.
Thank you again, Robin. And right here is where Billy Crystal first realized that he and Sammy Davis shared more than height and a common religion. And right here is where he began the work of healing the wounds of ethnic diversity in this country with just a smile and a manager. Billy, bless you.
Thank you, Martin. Marty, and may I say thanks because you're giving me nachas, and I want to say for you to say hi to the other boys from Brazil when you see them.
My pleasure, Bill.
Thank you.
And right here is where Richard Lewis perfected his Tony Danza meets Marion Lorne kind of delivery. Pretty damn unique. And he also here that he found out that there were dozens of people across America that could identify with him. And here's where Robert Klein rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed that spontaneity that would carry him to the Merv Griffin Show, the silver screen, and ultimately to cable. Good work, Bob. No, it's the least I can do.
You want me to get some water or something, man? Okay, baby, I'll take it out slow. Hey, bad white man, bad.
I don't blame you, Robin. I blame the one that gave you the shot.
Thank you, Martin.
Okay, at least it keeps you on your feet. It's better than that terrible thing we saw backstage. I
missed you. Thank you for calling, though. I've missed you.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
It was an evening. Who knew?
It was fun.
I guess the Great Dane remembers.
I guess and that living room's a little more butch now that we did what we did, isn't it?
Yes.
Robin had the idea for the steer horns to hold up the curtains there. I thought that was kind of nice.
Go ahead, Martin. Keep reading.
I will. Actually, I must confess that I personally have never performed here, or at any comedy club for that matter. It's, as a firm believer in capitalism and the minimum wage, my professional hands were kind of tied, bud. Sorry. I'm not suggesting that the performers at the Improv go unpaid. Au contraire. In fact, on some occasions, those checks can reach double digits, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, there are those who ask for no payment, those who use the Improv as a kind of a testing ground for new material, sort of a comedy escrow for that Hope for Tonight Show shot, right? So where does the money go? Now, Bud Friedman is a man who has always strongly felt that being able to loosen up our neckties and smile at our troubles is worth at least a $6.50 cover and a 2-drink minimum. Let's say, for instance, that over a pleasant holiday weekend, perhaps 1,000 people might come through that front door to relax and have a chuckle or two. We're talking $6,500 right there. Not to mention the 3,000 or 4,000 more from the bozos who take the 2-drink minimum as a dare. Call it $5,000 a night low end. Now, it seems obvious that given the neighborhood, rent here could not be $150,000 a month. Yet, according to Mr. Friedman, it's a break-even business. How can this be? Well, very easily, I'm afraid. First of all, let's talk about the rising costs of competent interior decorating. All of you, settle back in your comfortable chair for a moment and look around you. Perhaps you can appreciate that this kind of luxury, it doesn't come without a pretty price tag as well. Just save it for later. He still has that rash. Now let's talk about the waiter persons here. They can't be expected to survive on the 10% of their tips that Mr. Friedman allows them to keep. They have to be paid a salary, and from the looks of their clothes, it's a damned handsome one. Add that to the cost of a reliable sound system, state-of-the-art backstage facilities, and it's easy to see how paying the performers here the going rate for human life as we know it could spell disaster. Now, there is, of course, a part of me that feels very sad indeed that I am not an Improv alumnus, that I never had the fun of standing up here for over an hour asking hayseeds where they're from. There's an unspeakable loneliness that I feel when I overhear other comics of my generation sharing memories of a waitress that had blown them both. And of course, the emptiness of never having stood on the sidewalk at midnight counting the house with a man they called Bud. But alas, I work for money. Perhaps someday enough will be enough. It's hard to say. I have a figure in mind, of course, and if and when I reach it, who knows? Maybe then I can work for free drinks and bus fare. Maybe then I can finally say a resounding yes to all those pinko bleeding hearts that badger me on a daily basis to perform at their little friggin' fundraisers. If that day comes, then I shall begin right here, learning the art of performing for chump money on the beloved stage of the Improv, and feeling the warm, gently guiding hand of Bud Friedman so close behind me. A crazy dream? Perhaps so. But it's a dream that I retain in a very special part of my body. So, Bud, all I can say is keep up the good work and long live the Improv. And for you folks watching at home, let me just add that if you've never spent an evening at the Improv, you won't know what you're missing. But if you do, you'll know why everyone says that Bud Friedman is to comedy what a stewardess is to the woman's movement. God bless you. Thank you.
Martin Mull. You know, Martin, before you made those comments, I don't think you realized that Bud is a Korean war hero, which is true.
Oh, my goodness.
Took some shrapnel and Pork Chop Hill.
We won that one, didn't we, Bob?
We did. No, we didn't. It was a tie. But look, it wasn't his fault. He opened up a comedy club in Pyongyang originally. I got a North Korean that juggled bullets with his teeth. Couldn't tell his mother he was at Pork Chop Hill because she didn't eat pork chops. Let me relate to you making that.
Leave him alone. Just leave him alone.
I'm laughing. Why are you? I appreciated it.
We used to work in the subway before we went to the Everett. Amazing Grace, give me $1 or I'll embarrass the shit out of you. You know that. Our final performer is a shy man and has a very strong affinity for Jonathan Winters, whose work he continues in Jonathan's semi-retirement. Robin Williams.
Thank you. Thank you for what you've said. To have the courage to say that and wear those glasses. Thank you. Hola, this is La Wango. Receiving the Lester Maddox Achievement Award this year, Martin Mull, for his work in achieving racial integrity. But first, a few words from Jimmy the Greek. You know, people look at Jimmy the Greek and say, my God, how can he say those damn things? You give Gandhi 5 cocktails, he'll come up with the same shit, okay? Even Gandhi would be in a bar going, they're fast, what can I say? God damn it, I fast and they're bigger than I am. If I could be Bubba, I would. God damn it, I tell you. I love this. Thank you for wearing this Russian sailor hat. Thank you. Look at this thing. It looks like, oh, hold on here. Takes it off. She's going, no. I just want to meet a woman for something special. I bring fins. I am not afraid of sex. I thank you for wearing this. It's wonderful. Look at this sweater. Look at this. Obviously, someone took some mescaline and said, I'll knit. Okay. Yeah. Look at you. Thank you for wearing this. Some man went blind saying, fuck it, just get it out of the shop. Oh, this settle, this way could it sweat, this sake. Yes, I'm dyslexic. I'm not afraid to say it. I was a kid at Halloween going, hi, trick or trout. Oh, look around. People are getting afraid. They're going, oh, man, he's coming towards my table. Oh, how you doing? My God, I thought you were still in Congress. My God. You have that look like you're going to go, any time, Mr. North, did you realize we had your balls in a sling? At any time, Mr. North. And there was old Ollie up there looking kind of like, he's looking right at him. They go, pardon me, Senator, may I have a moment before I respond to the question? No. Mr. McFarland, would you like to answer the question? I don't even know where I am. Well, that Reagan, I tell you, that Reagan. Why didn't they ask Oliver North? He's up on the stand. All he had to ask him was, where are the strawberries? The strawberries. I never know about the strawberries. Now, the men didn't like me. I didn't like the men. I want more height from you. It's past the holidays. More height. Look at you! Look at you! Yes! Yes! Somewhere there's an animal going, fuck it, take it, go. I told you that I found these things on the freeway. I sold them together. There are those little possums out there running around. Pepperidge Farm's putting them in a doughy crust. Look around. How are you doing there? Look at you in a tuxedo and a cowboy. You just must have a big old thing. You have a big truck outside that says, I break for insight. Look, you're the type of man who could step in his own shit and go, it's mine. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Lord have mercy. There's love here in Hollywood tonight. That's why I come here to the Improv, because I don't have an act. To me, that means something. Improv, that means jerk off a lot of people at once. I'm sorry I don't have an act. I did it one time, but now, no. Why do you look at me like we did something? You look at me like, I'm sorry, I didn't know anything. But keep wearing this. It looks like graph paper. I don't know. This is nice on a night when they keep you all fully lit and you all have this look like, he's going to talk to me. I don't know. I like coming here because for me it's fabulous. Tomorrow is the Super Bowl. I want to see large men hurting each other. Yes. I want to see, maybe they should have some fashion consultant before the Super Bowl going, this time when they go into the bowl, I want every time someone is tackled, some clothing comes off. So by the end, everyone's in a huddle going, check it out. Then all of a sudden the huddle's like a lazy Susan. All right. I'm sorry I offended you. Obviously you're a football fan going, don't ever do that again. Don't make fun of large men. I'm sorry. Now the gospel according to Bubba. Yea, though they do have big thighs, they shall run. And others shall block, for they have no necks. And God did look down and he said, who shall own the team? And he said, let there be whites. For thine is the end zone in the dance for no reason. Thank you. What are you drinking here, son? What did you buy the little woman tonight? Oops, sorry, I pissed all over you. Feels like a bad restaurant. Hello, I'm your waiter, Andre. That's all the waiters in Hollywood are going, listen, I'm an actor. Fuck it, I don't know why I'm serving you chicken. Champagne, Moet Chandon. God, I remember this. Drink a few bottles of this, wake up nude in the hood of my car. That was fun. Those were the old days, remember, Bud? When there'd be 15 guys in the men's room in that one stall going, how you doing? Like to go? Yes. It was like Barnum Bailey Circus in Columbia. Hey, nice show. And that cocaine was so good, too. You think this was cut with anything? Memories. Yes, but those are past us now. I remember when I came here. I feel like we should be reminiscing. I remember there was Bud Friedman sitting by the door before this used to be a leather bar. I came down here from San Francisco. I remember I walked in. I used to play in clubs in San Francisco, like in Berkeley, where most of the people were in wheelchairs. They couldn't laugh. You just heard. If they really liked you, they'd pop a wheelie like.
I enjoyed your comedy.
But sometimes I'd work at a place. There's another place in San Francisco called the Intersection Coffee House where they'd have comedy after lesbian poetry. I know, you shouldn't say lesbian. I'm sorry, I won't say lesbian. Women in comfortable shoes. Okay. Sorry. A large woman named Betty's going,
I'd like to talk to you now.
But then I came down here because I thought, Samuels and Cohen, they're going to L.A. Yes, I feel like that. Let's go to L.A., that's where it is. And I land on Hollywood Boulevard, and it's junkies and pimps and whores, oh my. Yes, it's like Dorothy on acid. This is what it's about. And there's Bud, like the Wizard of Oz, going, don't look behind that curtain. Don't come into this club now. And for a brief moment, can I use the word Mitzi? Is that okay? We have to use it. She's up there, man. She's up there, man. There's like an unspoken thing.
Explain it.
I'll explain it, brother. I'll tell him. It's like up there on Sunset Boulevard, there's another place. A different place, far away from here. It's another place. I'll say the word. It's okay, Bud. You made a lot tonight. It's okay. Call the Comedy Store, and sometimes people cross over, and then they can never go back. I just want to say, maybe one day you and Mitzi will sit down in a room like Reagan and Gorbachev, but without the funny stuff on the head. And there'll be peace. And one day there'll be just one club called the Comovation. That'll be it. Where everyone will gather down and will eat lox for no reason. And you'll have her hair and she'll have your hair. That'll be it. Don't you see?
You've gone too far. You've gone too far, Robin.
Yes, Bud! It can happen in our lifetime! Why do you have to open up every place she is? She's scared. Oh, there's money for everybody, can't you see? Right now I feel like Gandhi in a delicatessen going, who had the fish? But that's my dream. Call me fucking crazy. Call me fucking wild. Look at these people up here. All of us working. Look at this man in a bow tie. That's a bowler tie, isn't it? That's for people who are actually brain dead who go, that's just all, just put it on like that. That's where it is. But I gotta go back up to San Francisco. There it is. It's amazing up there. You see people dressed like a cowboy and you're going, no. And I know Paul talked about it. Paul's over here, Robert's here. Paul talked briefly about that. But hey, sex is a little scary unless you're going to live like with... Maybe if you're really afraid, you're going to have to buy one of those rubber dolls and go, hi, Mom, this is Michelin. But, Bud, I love you. They're pulling me off, Bud. It's the end of my time.
We're live. Robin Williams.
Put it in there.
Comedy. Good night. And the improvisation. Thank you very much.
Peace on our lifetime. Never be together, people.